Yo, what it do? Peace and love, 561. Be live back with another one, man. Y'all know what's going on. Man, got some good knowledge for y'all, man, you know? Good knowledge, man. Good knowledge, man. Some great food, man. Great food, man. You know, you got to feed your heart and your mind with the right stuff. You know what I mean? At all times, man. You got to feed your heart and your mind good stuff at all times, man. No matter what's going on around you, man. Still got to feed your mind.
We all face negative thoughts at some point. The I'm not good enough, this is too hard, or make it thoughts can creep in and take control of our minds. But here's a powerful truth. You have the ability to choose your thoughts. You see, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it, whether it's positive or negative, grows. But what if you could break free from that cycle? What if you could step up, take control, and start thinking in a way that propels you forward instead of holding you back? This video is not just another motivational speech. This is a wake-up call, a challenge to transform the way you think and ultimately transform the way you live. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to break free from that negativity and build a mindset that pushes you to take action, to be relentless, and to succeed. It's time to stop letting your doubts decide your future. Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. And the change starts in your mind. Stick with me, and I'll show you how to shift your thinking, take back control, and start winning in ways you never thought possible. Now let's dive into how you can truly kill your negative thinking and start creating the life you've always dreamed of. Number one, make self-improvement a daily practice. If you don't take control of your mind, life will do it for you. And let me tell you something. Life doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care about your potential. If you let it, life will fill your mind with doubts, fears, and excuses. One bad experience and you'll start thinking you're a failure. One setback and you'll start believing you're not good enough. That's how negativity takes root. It sneaks in when you're not paying attention. And if you don't do something about it, that negativity doesn't just sit there. It grows, it multiplies, it starts shaping your thoughts, your decisions, and ultimately your future. Before you know it, you're stuck living the same day over and over again, wondering why nothing ever changes. But let's be clear, your mind isn't the problem. The problem is that you haven't trained it to work for you instead of against you. If you want to kill negative thinking, you have to make self-improvement a daily practice. Not once in a while, not when you feel like it, every single day. Because here's the truth, your mind is like a muscle. If you don't train it, it gets weak. It becomes lazy. And a lazy mind will always default to negativity. Always. That's why you can't leave it up to chance. You can't hope that one day you'll just start thinking positively. It's not how it works. You have to reprogram your mind. You have to build the habit of feeding it the right things every single day. Now, some people hear this and think, that sounds exhausting. I don't have time for self-improvement every day. Really? But you have time to scroll through your phone for hours? You have time to overthink and stress about things you can't control? You have time to listen to people who do nothing but complain? See, it's not about having time, it's about what you prioritize. And if you don't prioritize your own growth, who will? No one is coming to fix your mindset for you. That's your job. So where do you start? You start by paying attention to what goes into your mind. Most people don't even realize how much negativity they consume daily. The news, social media, toxic conversations. These things shape the way you think. And if you're not careful, they will shape your life. That's why the first step in self-improvement is guarding your mind like your future depends on it, because it does. Instead of starting your day by checking your phone and filling your mind with nonsense, start it with something that makes you better. Read 10 pages of a good book. Listen to something inspiring, write down your goals, do something that strengthens your mindset before the world has a chance to fill it with negativity. And don't just do it once, do it every single day, because what you do daily is what shapes you. If you read 10 pages of a book today, you won't see a difference, but if you do it every day for a year, that's 3,650 pages of wisdom. That's the difference between being stuck and breaking through. But reading alone isn't enough. You have to take action. See, a lot of people love to learn, but they never do anything with it. They watch motivational videos all day, but never apply anything. That's not self-improvement. That's procrastination disguised as progress. Real growth happens when you take what you learn and use it. If you read something powerful today, don't just think, wow, that's inspiring. Ask yourself, how can I apply this to my life today? And then do it. And let me tell you something. When you start doing this daily, you'll notice something incredible. Negative thinking starts to lose its power over you. You stop dwelling on problems and start focusing on solutions. You stop overthinking and start doing. You stop looking for excuses and start looking for opportunities. And you know why? Because when you train your mind to grow every day, it stops settling for less. It stops accepting negativity as normal. It starts demanding more. But here's the catch. This isn't a one-time thing. You don't just wake up one day and say, all right, I'm done with negative thinking and expect it to disappear forever. It doesn't work like that. Negative thoughts will always try to creep back in. Fear will always try to stop you. Doubt will always whisper in your ear. That's why self-improvement has to be a daily practice. It's how you fight back. It's how you stay in control. And I know what some of you might be thinking, but what if I miss a day? What if I fall off track? Listen to me. Missing one day won't ruin you, but letting that one day turn into a habit, that's where people go wrong. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You don't have to get it right every time, but you do have to get back up every time. Because here's the truth. Self-improvement isn't something you do when life is easy. It's something you do so that life doesn't break you when it gets hard. It's something you do to make sure that no matter what happens, you stay strong, that no setback, no failure, no disappointment can take you back to the person you used to be. Because once you commit to this path, there's no going back. You'll start to see yourself differently. You'll start to expect more from yourself. And when you expect more from yourself, life starts giving you more. But it all starts with one decision. The decision to stop waiting. The decision to stop making excuses. The decision to start improving yourself every single day, no matter what. Because the moment you make that decision, you take your power back. The moment you make that decision, negative thinking starts to die. And the moment you make that decision, your entire life starts to change. Number 2, detach from past failures and regrets. Your past does not define you unless you let it. Too many people are living today with the weight of yesterday pressing down on them, carrying regrets, mistakes, failures, like they are chained to their backs. And they wonder why they can't move forward, why they feel stuck, why no matter how hard they try, they seem to be trapped in the same cycle. But here's the truth. It's not your past that's holding you back. It's your attachment to it. It's your unwillingness to let go. It's your decision, yes, decision to keep reliving what should have already been left behind. You cannot change what has already happened. No matter how much you think about it, no matter how much you analyze it, no matter how much you punish yourself for it, it is done. You cannot go back, but you can go forward. And that is where your power is. The moment you stop replaying your past failures, the moment you stop giving energy to regrets, that's the moment you start living again. That's the moment you start winning. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I made so many mistakes. I wasted so much time. I hurt people. I failed at things I really cared about. And yes, that may all be true. But do you think holding on to that guilt, that shame, that disappointment is going to fix it? Do you think spending another day, another week, another year dragging yourself through those memories is going to make you better? No, it's only going to steal more of your time. It's only going to drain more of your energy. It's only going to keep you stuck in a place you don't belong anymore. You have to understand that. Failure is not the enemy. Mistakes are not the problem. It's what you do after them that matters. Every person you admire, every person who has ever achieved anything great has failed. The difference is they didn't let their failures define them. They learned, they adjusted, they moved on. And that's exactly what you need to do. There are people who spend their whole lives trapped by something that happened years ago. They define themselves by their worst moments. They tell themselves, I'm not good enough because I failed before. They stop trying because they think their past predicts their future. But listen to me, your past is only a teacher. It is not your identity. The only way it has power over you is if you give it power. And you know how most people give their past power? By replaying it over and over in their minds, by feeding it energy, by talking about it like it still matters today. But it doesn't. The only reason it still feels real is because you keep bringing it back to life. Stop doing that to yourself. Stop reopening wounds that should have already healed. Stop reminding yourself of things that are no longer relevant to who you are becoming. If you failed before, good. That means you tried. That means you put yourself out there. That means you were in the game. And if you keep trying, if you keep moving forward, you're going to succeed. But only if you stop holding on to what didn't before. Let me ask you something. If you were driving a car, would you keep staring at the rearview mirror? No, because you'd crash. And yet, that's exactly what people do with their lives. They keep looking back. They keep focusing on what's behind them instead of what's in front of them. And then they wonder why they're not making progress.
Peace of love, 561. We live, man. We live right now, kicking it, man, with your boy. Kicking that good knowledge, man. Something you can't deny, you know what I mean? Everybody needs something to keep them going, bro. Peace and love, 561, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let's get back to it, man.
You have to start acting like your future is more important than your past. Because it is. What's ahead of you matters more than what's behind you. The only thing you need to take from your past is the lesson. That's it. Not the pain, not the regret, not the guilt. Just the lesson. And once you have it, let the rest go. I know it's not easy. I know sometimes the past feels like it has a grip on you, but that's just an illusion. The only thing keeping you tied to it is your own thoughts. And the good news, you can change your thoughts. You can train your mind to let go. Every time you catch yourself thinking about an old failure, stop yourself and shift your focus. Every time regret creeps in, remind yourself that you are not that person anymore. Every time doubt tries to pull you back, remind yourself that you are moving forward and nothing is going to stop you. You owe it to yourself to give your future the energy you've been wasting on your past. You owe it to yourself to stop looking back and start looking ahead. And you owe it to yourself to finally, once and for all, detach from everything that has been holding you back. Because the moment you do, you'll feel something incredible. You'll feel lighter, you'll feel stronger, and you'll realize that the only thing that was ever stopping you was the belief that you couldn't move on. But now you know better. Now you know that the past only has power if you allow it to. And from this moment on, you are taking that power back. Number 3, stop comparing yourself to others. There is no faster way to destroy your confidence, kill your motivation, and rob yourself of joy than by comparing yourself to others. And yet so many people do it every single day. They wake up and the first thing they do is look at someone else's life, someone else's success, someone else's achievements, and then they convince themselves they are not enough. They convince themselves they are behind. They convince themselves they are failing. But let me tell you something important. The only person you should ever compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. That's it. Because the truth is, no two people have the same journey. No two people start from the same place, have the same struggles, obstacles, and yet people make the mistake of measuring their progress against someone else's story, someone else's timeline, someone else's highlight reel. And when they do, they set themselves up for misery. You have to stop looking at what other people are doing and start focusing on your own path. Because when you compare yourself to others, you're not even comparing reality. You're comparing what you see on the surface. You're comparing what they choose to show. You see someone winning, but you don't see the struggles they went through. You see someone succeeding, but you don't see the failures they had to overcome. You see someone confident, but you don't see the nights they spent doubting themselves. And yet you look at yourself with all your struggles, all your insecurities, all your challenges, and you convince yourself that you are less than them. But you are not. You are just at a different stage of your journey. Think about this. When you plant a seed, do you stand over it every day and get frustrated that it's not a tree yet? No. You understand that it takes time. You understand that growth happens below the surface before you ever see results. But when it comes to life, people forget this. They look at someone else who is in bloom and they get frustrated that they are still growing. They forget that their time will come. If they stay committed, if they keep pushing, if they keep going. The problem is when you compare yourself to others, you start feeling like what you're doing is not enough. You start doubting yourself. You start rushing your progress, and when you rush, you make mistakes. When you rush, you lose focus. When you rush, you lose patience with your own journey, your own lane. You have to remind yourself daily that your path is your path, and it does not have to look like anyone else's. Some people succeed quickly, others take longer. Some people struggle in the beginning and then take off. Others have steady growth. Some people start with all the resources they need, others have to fight for every opportunity. But in the end, none of that matters. Because the only thing that determines where you end up is your own effort, your own discipline, your own mindset. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were last week, last month, last year. That's the only comparison that matters. Are you better than you were before? Are you growing? Are you improving? If the answer is yes, then you are on the right track. And if the answer is no, then it's time to step it up. Not because of what someone else is doing, but because you owe it to yourself to be better. You have to stop measuring your success based on someone else's journey. You have to stop feeling bad about your progress just because someone else seems ahead. You have to stop letting other people's success make you feel like you're failing, because you're not. You are on your own timeline, and your only job is to keep going, keep growing, keep improving, and trust that as long as you are doing that, you are exactly where you need to be. There will always be someone ahead of you. There will always be someone who seems to have it easier, who seems to be moving faster, who seems to be doing better. But that does not mean you are losing. That does not mean you are not enough. That does not mean you should doubt yourself. It just means that their journey is different. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, success is not about being better than someone else. It's about being the best version of yourself. And when you finally understand that, you will stop wasting your time comparing, and you will start focusing on what really matters. Your own growth, your own progress. Number 4, make a decision and stand by it. There comes a time in life when you have to make a decision, a real decision, not just a thought, not just an idea, but a firm decision that says, this is it. I am going all in. And when you do that, everything starts to change. The problem is most people never truly decide. They hesitate, they second guess, they tell themselves maybe later, or I'll wait for the right time. But the right time never comes because they never commit. They never say, no matter what happens, I am sticking to this. If you want to change your life, if you want to succeed, if you want to move forward, then you must learn the power of making a decision and standing by it. Not for a week, not for a month, but until you get the result. Because that's what separates those who win from those who stay stuck. The ones who win are the ones who decide and never look back. They don't entertain doubt. They don't waste time wondering if they made the right choice. They move forward with full commitment, full focus, full belief that they are going to make it work. Most people live in a constant state of indecision. They start something, but the moment it gets tough, they question themselves. They let fear creep in. They start thinking about all the ways it could go wrong. And before they know it, they quit. Not because they couldn't do it, not because they weren't capable, but because they never truly committed in the first place. They were still holding on to their exit plan. They were still keeping one foot out the door. But that's not how success works. That's not how you build a great life. You have to be all in. The moment you make a real decision, everything changes. Your focus sharpens.
Yo, what's going on? Peace and love, 561, man. Live, man, you know? Live, man. Dropping that knowledge, man. Dropping that food, you heard me? You gotta get alienated, man. You gotta alienate yourself away from the daily distractions to keep your mind always locked in on the wrong stuff. You gotta get away from it, bro. You gotta feed yourself some stuff that you never ever heard, but it's good for survival and it's good for good things. You know what I'm saying? It ain't teaching you nothing bad, man. You gotta alienate yourself from daily teachings, man, that you see and hear all the time, man. It ain't doing you no good, bro. It make you feel like you ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? What's up, y'all? Yeah, man. Yeah, for real. Yeah. That's blue. It's blue. It's not black. Blue. Yeah. It's all good. That's who I am, though. Peace and love, Fox is one. All I do is a character, a mass character on here. I'm not coming as myself because I don't know. I just feel like on the internet, you should come with some type of trick. Don't come with so much truth about yourself because then everybody will know everything about you in the wrong way. You know, I'm here to just speak on content and speak on certain things around the world that everybody has an opinion on, and just stick to the code. The internet code. But like, comment, subscribe, and share, man. Dropping good knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you gotta alienate yourself away from daily living, man. You know? Because it's the internet. That's why. It's the internet. People, my family know who I am. People around me know who I am. You gotta understand, man. You can't let everybody always know what's going on, man. It's just what it is. It's life. It's not a bad thing. It's just that you know how to handle your own business. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of things about yourself that you keep to yourself. You know what I mean? Pretty sure it's a lot of things that you don't share with some of the closest people with you. It's just how you handle stuff. So this the best way to protect me, as in like. So this world is cruel, man. It's a cruel world, man. You gotta know how to play your role in this world. If not, you'll get played. You know what I mean? That's how you gotta come, man. You gotta know how to have chess moves instead of checker moves. Chess, man. Play chess. Of course, I know. God, when you listen, when you have faith, when you believe in God, and you kind of like you see life different. You know what I mean? You kind of like have a it's like a real reality of a third eye when you have faith and you believe in God. It's different. The vision be different. You can understand a lot more things better than the person that went to school for fucking psychology. A person with a third eye open that's got great faith don't see nobody that ever went to school for like 12 years and 8 years. I promise you. I promise you. A favorite spiritual person don't see one of the smartest people in the world. I promise you. That went to school and got all these degrees and all that. Find somebody that's strong in faith. I guarantee you, man. It's amazing what they know. It's amazing what God put on their heart to teach somebody that what I'm saying. They ain't got no education. They just know how to let the God use them as that vessel to touch people and reach people. You know what I'm saying? So a person with faith is something serious, man. For real. I promise you, a person with faith is something serious, dog. You can't get around a person with faith, boy. They so strong. I know a couple people with that strong faith. They give you some of the best knowledge and the best comfort for anything you're going through. A person with strong faith. and spiritually connected, like with God. That's what's up. You should, man. You should. You should. You should. You should believe in God, man. I promise you, man. It's that's a situation where you can't ever go wrong with needing the right type of relief in your life. Is when you spiritually connected. It gives you so much relief. It's some type of real spiritual power that is within all of us that when we connect with it, it it really gives you the best feeling in the world. I promise you, man. I promise you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Peace and love, 561, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And this what we do, man. We all got gifts, man. Some kind of way, man. We supposed to grab each other by the hand and pull each other up. Always try to pull each other up some kind of way. For whatever knowledge you're dropping, it got to be a message in it, and it's supposed to be somewhat to help people. You know what I'm saying? Because when you in a position of power and you ain't utilizing your voice the right way, yeah, you know you should be told. You should be told that you're not doing it the right way, and not be and not be afraid to tell those kind of people, man. A lot of people misuse their power and be forgetting, man. Why they in that position. You know what I mean? It don't be for yourself. Anybody with power gotta understand God don't give you just that power for yourself. That's that power to create and carry and protect, you know, point blank period. And you gotta find a way to utilize it the right way, man. But it's peace and love, 561. We live right now, man. You know what's going on, man. I'll get back with y'all later on a new one, man. Peace out.